Hello and welcome to Camera Reviews. Two more Café Royal books. Get them out there. Thingy. You can see I've taken them out already. We have, so put that aside, I've got Prestwich Mental Hospital 1972 Martin Parr, and I have Killip Isle of Man TT Races 1971. I very much doubt you could buy these two now. I bought them straight away from Café Royal Books. Both a limited edition of 500, edited by Craig Atkinson, copyright in 2018, Chris Killip and Café Royal and Martin Parr. Let's have a look at them. Let's have a look at Martin's first. So, Prestwich Mental Hospital. I'm not familiar with any of this, to be honest. I'm familiar with Martin's, that's 8 and that's 10, oops. So it's like we go, I've showed a few Café Royals. It's by 5.5 by 8. It's about a zine size, but we're not calling them zines, we're calling them photo books. I'm familiar with some of Martin Parr's black and white. I'm a fan of Martin Parr. Admittedly, I never used to be. When I always felt it was a little bit ugly, his work. I've always felt that it was something, he was documenting the communities I was in and ridiculing them a little bit. But then I started to appreciate it all and I understood it and I opened up to it, and actually it needs looking at, it needs pulling out, it needs manipulating in a way, it needs our communities and our lifestyles and everything needs analysing all the time. And if photography is a way of doing it, then brilliant. Right. And now I'm a real fan because I know and understand and appreciate Martin's skill. Technically, he's an amazing technical photographer, and I don't think a lot of people appreciate that. We all see subject matter with him, but I see technical ability and understanding. Okay, so I'll shut up on the Martin Parr fan club. I am familiar early on with his black and white work, with his Irish stuff and his other stuff he's done. I've never seen this before. That was the intrigue, and I'm going to have a look. Let's have a look at it. And I'm not going to go in too deep into it because I don't know, but I want to show you. You still could potentially get this. It's quite nice texture to the paper. So Prestwich Mental Hospital. So it's all quite symbolic in terms of the images. I'm not sure what camera he's working with at the time. Good now. I don't think it's a Leica, judging by the clarity of it, and I would suspect that it was quite a fast film he was using as well at the time. And I don't see much. I wouldn't like to say it. Could be flash on that, but I don't think so. I'm not seeing any flash at all. Looks like Francis Bacon. I'm trying to work out the relationship with the subject here and the strength of the relationship. This is 72. Who was around doing stuff in black and white then? We just come out of Vietnam. Yeah, I guess. I'm mumbling, excuse me. This is a bit more like Parr here, using the woman in the backdrop, and I like that. Now we're getting to be a Parr. Now it's more Parr for me. There's some sort of quiet distance between a lot of the subjects here. It almost feels like it was snuck. A lot of the shots, there's a lot of softness and focus, a lot of grain. Or maybe at the time, maybe this was. Part of it was available light. I would say probably 400. It's not that contrasty. I don't know what was around film-wise there. I definitely think it's Kodak. I definitely think the blacks are very Kodak. I may be completely wrong. If you want to tell me. I'd love to find out. I'd love to learn from it. there's definitely a separation between Martin's style now to this, a very sort of more of a voyeur and very sort of standing away as some passive observer rather than smashing the hell out of context and smashing the hell out of every contextual element there is in the shots as he does now. So yeah, it's interesting. I'd like to understand more about this and his role at this. It's got quite sort of passive observation and an interesting choice, I think, by Café Royal Books. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think there's a lot of things in this which are interesting. But yeah, you can make your own mind up. Thank you. What we got? Killip. I love Killip. I've done a few of his, and in fact, I've got something on the way. Hopefully it'll arrive tomorrow, and I'm going to get it out and have a look at it. It's a Killip. So, the Isle of Man TT races, 71. Let's have a look. I'm only beginning to realise Killip has done other stuff with music and youth culture and things, and my total ignorance in his library, to be honest. He's done a lot of stuff I didn't realise, and I'm really intrigued by it. And this is just such a lovely shot, straight in your face, nice and beautiful tonal range, gorgeous. Oh, look at these, are lovely. Classic Killip for me. I mean, what's interesting, oh yeah, they are showing off the bike there, I guess, but the rest are more the portraits of the guys on the bikes, and look at that. Oh God, that's beautiful. You can see how Killip's been a massive inspiration to people in the photography world. This is a bit ahead of its time, I think, in 1972. I guess this should, I think this is just stunning. Something like from the 1940s in the Second World War, if we took the bike away. I always think it's some sort of army tent on the Somme or somewhere like that. But look at that framing on the bike. I think this probably deserves a book, a bigger, and no disrespect to CRB, it's just, I think because of the market with a massive biker community out there in the world and a massive respect for the Isle of Man. Look at that, look at the tension in that shot between the riders. And have you seen anybody seen the YouTube videos with the Isle of Man races? And it's incredible. Incredible watching them at that speed. Obviously symbolic maybe of a bike fall. Look at that. Awesome. Well done, Chris. I'd like to see more of these. They're beautiful. Stunning. Well, yeah, get out and have a look at Café Royal Books. If you can't get these two, there are tons of books, regular books which come out every week, I think. I think every Thursday is a new CRB book. £5 is very affordable. Collector's editions very quickly become collector's editions, as like these two probably have. Get out and buy them and support CRB. It's becoming a real amazing part of our British photography archive of the last 50 years, 60 years, you know, so maybe people should go and support it and buy some of these books and get a bit educated on our history and some great photography. Thank you.